The sun hung in the sky like a giant, shimmering nickel over the town of Brine Gulch. It was a place where the tumbleweeds were made of dried dill, and the local creek flowed with vinegar. Felix the Cat adjusted his Stetson, his tail twitching nervously beneath his vest. He didn't carry a six-shooter. Instead, he reached into his magic bag of tricks and pulled out a lasso made of pure, shimmering starlight. "I've got a bad feeling about this, boys," Felix said, his whiskers drooping. "The Pickle Baron has blocked the brine supply. If the town doesn't get a fresh shipment by sunset, Brine Gulch is going to dry up and crack." Standing next to him was Popeye the Sailor Man, who had traded his anchor tattoo for a sheriff's badge. He leaned against a hitching post, squinting into the horizon. A can of spinach dangled from his belt, though he was currently snacking on a colossal gherkin. "I don't fears no sour-faced bandits," Popeye grunted, his forearms bulging as he tightened his holster. "I's strong to the finish, and I's gonna makes that Baron wish he'd stayed in his jar." Descending from the clouds with a soft, mechanical hum, Astro boy landed in the dusty street. His rocket boots hissed, settling him gracefully onto the wooden planks. He scanned the perimeter with his X-ray vision, his face set in a look of electronic determination. "The Baron is fortified at the Vinegar Peak," Astro boy reported, his voice clear and melodic. "He has an army of pickled automaton drones. If we don't move now, he'll convert the entire valley into a fermentation chamber." The trio marched toward the silhouette of the jagged mountain. As they reached the base, the ground shook. Out of the shadows emerged the Pickle Baron, a towering, bumpy-skinned mechanical giant with glowing green eyes and a monocle made of a thick cucumber slice. "Trespassers," the Baron boomed, his voice echoing like a cracked barrel. "You've come to witness the dawn of the Sour Age." The drones swarmed. Astro Boy zipped into the fray, a blur of blue and red. He punched through the ranks with surgical precision, his arm cannon emitting soft pulses of energy that neutralized the pickles without vaporizing them. Meanwhile, Popeye found himself pinned down by a vat of acidic brine. He pulled his can of spinach, crushed it open, and swallowed the contents in one gulp. "That's all I can stands, and I can't stands no more." His muscles ballooned to the size of boulders. With a mighty POW, Popeye delivered a punch that sent a shockwave through the air, shattering the Baron's drones into harmless slices. Felix the Cat watched for his opening. Seeing the Baron winding up a massive vinegar cannon, Felix reached into his bag. He didn't pull out a weapon. He pulled out a giant, golden jar lid. "Hey, Baron!" Felix shouted, tossing the lid into the air. He used his tail as a springboard, leaping high and catching the lid. He spun it like a boomerang, humming a jaunty tune. The lid whistled through the air, expertly unscrewing the Baron's central power core. The giant robot gave a frustrated beep, his green glow flickering out. With a final thwump, the Baron tipped over, landing in a pile of harmless, sweet-smelling vegetation. As the sun began to dip behind the peaks, the flow of the Brine Creek returned to its normal, tangy level. The townspeople of Brine Gulch emerged from their homes, cheering for their unlikely saviors. Popeye lit his pipe and chuckled, patting Felix on the shoulder. Astro Boy hovered slightly above the ground, a modest smile on his face. "A good day's work," Felix purred, pulling a final, crisp pickle from his bag and taking a bite. "Though I think I've had quite enough brine for one lifetime." And with that, the three heroes walked off into the sunset. The cat, the sailor, and the boy, ready for whatever crazy adventure the horizon had in store next.